So my friend and former colleague, Rigas Daganis, said that you should travel to a new country for each year that you're alive. And today I've arrived in Malta. It's my 41st country, making my Daganis ratio, which is where you divide the number of countries that you've been to by the age that you are, to being 0.75. What you really want, if you reach the Daganis ideal, is that your Daganis ratio should be over 1. Anyway, I've still got a way to go, but I'm in Malta and I'm in the downtown in Valletta, and looking forward to doing some street photography and some travel photography. So why should you travel? Well, Riga's view is that you become a fuller person, you see more things, you understand people, you meet people from other cultures, other ways of life, other ways of doing things, you learn about new things. And you know, for me, my life has been incredibly enriched by traveling and seeing other places. The actual process of traveling, if this morning was anything to go by, is less than pleasant sometimes, squeezed into a pretty much chaotic Gatwick airport. But when you get to a new city, a new place, it just feels great. You get to understand how these people live and what's important to them, and you understand how their architecture is informed by the temperatures in the locations. And here I am, just trying to learn a little bit about Malta. Valletta is Malta's capital city. There are many grand buildings with archways, through to squares with street cafes and bars on each side. It's set on a headland where the main street is on the central ridge of the headland, and all the side streets drop away towards the sea with many, many steps. It's arranged on a grid system with long straight roads that channel breezes in the hot summer heat, with cool courtyards with citrus trees and rosemary and thyme bushes. When we were there, we enjoyed mainly blue sky days, and this made for some great monochrome shooting outside. And also in the central courtyard of our hotel and Grand Teatro Manal, the theatre, with its incredible ceiling. From Valletta you can take a gondola to the three cities across the Grand Harbour, or a ferry to Slima, past Fort Manal, which you might recognise from Game of Thrones. So I've come over to Slima, which is on the other side from Valletta, and found this little basin which, as you can see, the sea is churning up and what have you. I've taken a 10-stop filter, but I'm going to try a couple of shorter stops. So I think the very long exposure with the 10-stop is a bit too much. I've gone to the 6-stop filter and chosen various times from 1.6 seconds down to sort of half a second, 1/8 of a second, and I think I've got some interesting shots. Here, the very long exposure didn't really convey the feeling that I had at this location, and in the end I chose shorter exposures to give a sense of the movement of the water in these fantastic inlets in Slima. It was great walking around all of the side streets of the city. Every bar, shop and cafe makes an effort to entice you to stop. We saw the oldest record shop in the world, D'Amato's, established in 1885. With side streets often on a hill, tables and chairs were wedged to be level, but you may end up sitting significantly lower than others at the same table. There are quirky things to discover, including a model of Blue from the latter Jurassic Park movies, which was partly filmed there, and London red phone boxes. During World War II, Malta was under continual bombardment from the summer of 1940 until October 1942. Locals dug tunnels under the city and lived there, and we took an excellent tour of some of the tunnels, which I strongly recommend. To see the conditions and imagine what it must have been like to spend night after night in these dark places, hoping somehow that the country would be liberated. We were lucky enough to be in the city on the same weekend as the annual folk festival. With dancers coming from all over Europe to dance in their traditional style and dress in their local costume. We lucked out with our hotel, with my wife picking a fantastic hotel with a rooftop pool and bar, which was great to watch the sunset over the city. Malta has many Catholic churches across the city, and they are all free to visit, with the exception of the gilt-covered incredible St John's Co-Cathedral, which is home to the Caravaggio masterpiece, The Beheading of St John. We got in as soon as it opened and took the opportunity to run straight up to a balcony to take panoramas of the amazing church. The first is a 2-row 12-image panorama, and not as successful because of vertical distortion as this 3-image vertical panorama. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please give it a thumbs up. Maybe think about subscribing and watch some of my other videos, which are often about landscape photography or travel photography or theatre photography. So thanks for watching. Hope to see you on the next one. Bye for now.